There it goes. Right.
I need you to stay for this video. Just give me a few seconds of your time and stay for this video. I want to show you something that is going to make you cackle, that's going to infuriate you, that's going to make you question, oh my God, I can't believe they did this. Let me show you something. You want to know who that is? Those are members of the California State Assembly. They just voted right now on two things. One, to not pause our 61 plus cent gas tax increase we're going to experience July 1st. And two, not to put a leash on CARB. CARB is the one making the decisions to increase regulations on housing, gas, electricity, if you can keep your lowrider, like I said, if you can keep your gas lawnmower. They just decided that CARB can do whatever they want to do, and we are going to have to pay more at the pump. And then they do this dance. Very Hunger Games of them. I love it for them. This is where you have to have a real good conversation with yourself if the California Democrats represent you. And if they don't, you're going to have to register Republican. You don't have to be a Republican, right? Like I don't consider myself a Republican. There's things I don't align with them. I'm conservative, but I have to vote Republican because third party will never make it in California. So if you want this shit to end, just register Republican and start looking at the policies of these Democrats.
Welcome, Crystal. So what's going on with all that out there?
Oh, hi. Thanks for having me. I'm still kind of echoing. Okay, now I'm not.
Yeah, I had to get it out of there. Yeah.
You know, since they installed the devil for governor here, we've had increases every single July, and the taxes for gas just keep, being approved. President Trump just put an end to that train to nowhere. So the fundings are, being looked at with the Trump administration. But we know here that things are just not making sense with these people that are, that are there in office and voting on just things that we don't want. We don't want higher prices for gas.
Yeah. What was the second part that she was talking about? It's still going to happen. There's other charges or something that they're still going to do or allowing. The second part she was talking about, something with an N. I forgot the name of it. There wasn't a particular name for it. I'm sorry. Do you know off the top of your head? I'm sure it's another way to extract money from you.
I mean, I think what they're trying to do is just get us to pay higher taxes to fund things, and we are just not on board with it. Right now, there's just so much breaking with the war between Elon Musk and President Trump. And Liz Crokin just posted 58 minutes ago that they already took the bait, hook, line, and sinker, because I don't know if people are keeping up with this, but Elon Musk has basically turned against the BBB, the Big Beautiful Bill. And there's a little in-house war with, him even calling it an abomination, having 34 million views. Yeah. And so basically Liz is saying that the Democrats have fallen for it, hook, line, and sinker, because they actually want to kill the bill now and release the Epstein files, because Elon Musk put some post out about Trump that was related to the Epstein files.
I did see that. Something about it that, and to me, I'm not going to go down that road right now. At this point, it's way too early for that. I think in a week that'll all be straightened out between the two of them. I would think. My guess would be. I can't imagine it going on for more than a week. If that. So as it is, and you've lost some of your voice. We'll talk a little bit more about it later. But they took your Facebook. You want to mention that?
This is a terrible situation, everyone. I had no idea this was going to happen. All I did was, it was after midnight a couple nights ago. I was just posting a post about, of all things, the lines in the sky. And I was repeating a politician. I was repeating what RFK Jr. had posted about the pretty much all these states going against putting together legislation against the chemicals coming down from those planes. And I just pushed post, and within seconds, it highlighted my account. Facebook is my biggest platform. I have over 6,100 followers there. And I'm also connected with keeping up with friends and family. And I've been on for over 15 years. So how dare them? So they AI actually flagged my account and suspended me without any way to go and do anything but a one-click appeal. Yes, I appeal this. Yes, not if being able to come back and explain it. And since that time, I am just banned, removed, no digital imprint. I mean, even my husband, it says on his profile that he's married, but it doesn't say to who anymore. And all the memories, everything that has been there, all the comments, all my voice in groups, just, through the years are now gone.
That's why you cannot be on just one platform. It's just not, even if you think it's solid,
Right. I'm not on just one. I'm on YouTube. YouTube did restore my account after 3.5 years. And so I'm on YouTube under Crystal Myers Barber. I'm also on Twitter. I'm sorry, X, obviously here under PromoGirl07, but I'm also on TikTok.
Yeah, I don't do the TikTok.
TikTok is great.
That Kick thing, but I couldn't get it working right. They want you to get some type of software, put it on your phone, scan it. I haven't done all that BS yet. So I'm already on enough platforms. But as a backup, I might eventually do it. There's something called Kick. Have you ever heard of it?
So many things are rising up, but we know I haven't really gotten into that one. But the main three are the three that we're talking about. TikTok is hot. You just played a video from TikTok, and then of course X has really breaking all the news. But
aren't you also on Rumble and Brightman?
Yeah, I'm on Rumble
and Brightman.
On Rumble, it's PromoGirl07. That's where
that one they don't censor you much on that. Not very tiny bit. They get you a little bit for copyright stuff. And
is that right?
Yeah. A lot of them watching here will be from Lincoln. I'm going to show something from him. He'll probably be popping in here any minute, hopefully. His name's Shane. I'm going to show this. Let me know if you're getting echo on this. In fact, I won't share the sound. He had a real huge account, I guess, and he's been banned from Facebook the same day as you. Shane Morgan.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you know him on Facebook, but I guess he was in the a couple 100,000 type of area or something, a lot. So the owner of Lincoln actually posted this, and I shared.
What did he do? What did he post?
Something similar to you. You cannot talk about those chemtrails on Facebook.
Oh, so was it about the chemtrails?
I think so. He might pop on here in a little bit. He was working till 5, which is and he had to get home from there. So hopefully he'll be here in 3 or 4 minutes. We'll see.
That's interesting that they're deciding to come against just strategic amounts of people with huge platforms and people like me, and it's that subject. They're focusing on that subject. That's weird.
Yeah, he's called the Online Patriot. By the way, I'll click on actually his link here. So he's posting about this stuff too. So he's just totally jumped over. He's saying screw Facebook, and this and that, and rebuild. But it takes a while, They know that, especially around election time.
There's no way. I mean, oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, all that coming up. But I mean, just the fact that RFK Jr. has brought such attention to this, saying that the HHS is not part of this, and then he called out, certain organizations. He called you can all look all this up, but he named departments of our government, and he was on Dr. Phil and talked about this geoengineering, and had a lady that questioned him that really brought this all up. So he's been writing on X, we're going to stop this crime. That was back in August, and then just recent March, 24 states moved to ban, and this is exactly what took me down. 24 states moved to ban geoengineering our climate by dousing our citizens, our waterways and landscapes with toxins. This is a movement every Maha needs to support. HHS will do its part, even though he said HHS is not part of it. But he goes in and you can sign up for his newsletter and you can see all this. This was released recently, and he goes into the SRA or SRM, which is the solar radiation modification. I mean, he's really going there talking about cloud seeding and naming whistleblowers, which was his former running mate, Nicole Shanahan. It's also exposing this. And
so she was one of the whistleblowers about all this stuff then, huh? She knew about it and talked about it.
April 6, 2025. This is what she put. Based on what I'm seeing and hearing from whistleblowers, there's very real possibility that the biggest contributor to our atmospheric pollution isn't your fireplace or your car. And then she goes on about geoengineering and stratospheric projects. So what I feel like is happening is these people are bringing more of an attention to it. And also we have facts where Tennessee has already legislated, and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has also said it's going to be a fraud. He has a bill that was on his desk, and I think he signed it through. I mean, so we have a couple states, and then he was naming, RFK Jr. was naming all the other states. I think there's up to 30 now that are going to also jump in on
30.
This.
That's what I'm hearing, 30 now. Now, I don't know how an individual state can stop them from spraying up above them like they are, you know. Who is the one funding this? It's the UN, isn't it?
This is the, part where people just try to guess. We have heard all sorts of reasons, and I could just throw some stuff out there, but it would be almost something I couldn't, be sure
verify.
of. I couldn't verify it. It's a worldwide initiative, and it's a huge situation.
You could say you guess or you think or something like that using those words. You can't say they definitely did something, That's what I'd say. Now, you play a little bit of this because this is the one you were talking about. I played there.
Let me see.
Let's see if it echoes.
Oh, there it is. Oops, there it is.
You see it there? That's the one you were talking about, right?
How did you find this?
I played this on my show a couple days ago.
Okay, did you find this on X right now?
No.
Because he took it down.
I've archived this. I've got this on YouTube, but I got it on many other platforms.
Here's the thing, though. He took this down, or either they took it down on X.
Yeah, maybe. What do you think, they took it down for him, or he did it himself?
This is a very good question. I actually reached out to his team and I told them, hey, this got me banned on Facebook, my whole account. AI took me down, and now I'm working with AI to get me back because I'm talking to ChatGPT. This is wild, but
is that working, or what's happening with that?
It's amazing. Anytime you can go through AI to get your answers at this time is very good. And so I have been able to go through lots of avenues, and I'm just starting my process, but so far it has
AI should know that it was true that JFK did post this. They should know. Yeah.
They even don't want to talk about that.
Yeah. So there is people still controlling some AI to it, right?
I don't understand it. It's nuts.
Yeah, I don't trust Zuckerberg as far as I can throw him, because it is different from one platform to another, even with AI, on how strict they are. You know what I mean? Aren't they?
Oh yeah, honey, and we'll get it. Maybe get into this, but Elon he wants to start his own party.
Yeah, he was talking about that. I think that really divides it right now. I don't know. And he's saying more for the middle than I'm kind of right of center myself. So
but
definitely.
I don't, this topic on the geoengineering stuff is so hot. They don't want, I just need to start with a piece of tape over my mouth. They don't want me to talk about this.
Yeah. Well, you've seen over in England, they've admitted that they're doing it, and that Bill Gates is funding a lot of it, but he's getting the government money. Government money is giving it to Bill Gates, and then they're spraying the English skies with all this aluminum and crap like that in the skies because they're trying to stop the sun. It's a bunch of bullshit,
Hey, do you happen to know if Shane lives in California? Because where I am, I can see this live, so frequently, and then I have a lot of friends that film this and have channels.
I'll have to ask him. I haven't actually spoke to him yet physically.
Because
anyone in chat know if Shane is? I haven't seen him pop in here.
My question is, I was just wondering are they targeting, certain states where they really ramped it up? Because I know in my state, they ramped it up pretty heavy. It's really bad.
Yeah, New York gets hit hard too. They
Oh, it
were
is?
for for a while in Florida, but now that's all stopped. It depends on what
Has
your
it?
governor thinks. Well, that's what I hear. I have
Oh, wow.
relatives down in Florida, but
Okay.
it's all supposedly stopped. It's not allowed now. you know, but I mean, they spray it, say, over Mississippi. The winds blow east to west.
That's true. You got that too. That part. Everybody's got to really get together, but
it gets in your water. It gets it gets in your food. All that kind of stuff. It's and I think they are trying to get rid of most of us. They don't want to hurt our immune systems, and the big med companies want to treat these illnesses. They want to always have a pill for it. Because they're making big money and power from that. They want us to suffer in that. So, hey, Ellen, Colin, they're all saying hi to you. So, and
hi.
Then
Thanks
anyways,
for tuning in.
all right, I'm going to play a little bit of this. I think this is the part you were talking about.
Okay, let's do this.
Well, let me rewind a little.
Jerry, this is all your fault. You took me down. I posted what you sent me on Facebook Messenger. It's your fault. I'm kidding.
It's my fault. Can you hear this on your side?
Let's see.
Can you hear this or when I play it?
No.
No. All right.
They got you. They caught you too. They muted you already.
What's that?
They're muting your video on here live.
Oh no. I probably brought it up wrong. Hold on. Let me change.
Hey, they already. I know a lot of people don't have the In-N-Out restaurant, but they've already somehow gotten some poisons out of ketchup and lemonade. They already.
Well, there's a lot of the dyes and stuff are bad for us.
But they already fixed it. So isn't that amazing? Like the Maha is so fast. Boom, boom. Maybe they're afraid of Kennedy. Maybe they want to silence him and his people.
All right, let me know if you can hear it this time and if it echoes.
Out of the food. We're going to get the chemtrails out, the chemicals out of the chemtrails.
Robert contacted me about 3 weeks ago. We had a brief discussion, and the basic consensus of that discussion is that unless or until there is a blanket carved in stone whistleblower protection for the legions of individuals and agencies that know this is going on, we need to have legal protection from them, whistleblower protection. If that can be done, carved in stone, that's what it will take to expose this issue fully. That needs to be done, and I hope Robert follows through with that. Let me back into that, Alex, because you're correct to bring.
What's your thoughts on that? Whistleblower would be the biggest thing because they legally use lawfare against a lot of these people too.
Interesting. I mean, I'm back echoing again.
Oh, but it's probably because I have this screen up. Let me remove that.
Okay.
That's probably better now.
Okay, so basically what we have in this new situation, in this new world where AI has taken over, we have autonomous aircraft in the sky. And so we used to could say, oh, those pilots are so evil. Why would they kill us and poison us? Well, they don't need them anymore. And so we have these, when I say drone, I'm not talking about those little ones. I'm talking about those gigantic aircraft size. So that's what we potentially have running the skies. And so the whistleblower situation is extremely dangerous because people are getting, taken out for being courageous and speaking out on all sorts of subjects. And this one is so big. It's so, it's a global demonic agenda. And absolutely, I agree with Dane Wigington. You gotta have the protection, but who's going to protect you more than Jesus? You got to really be bold. And I think that's a part of this.
Well, getting them to stop doing this is the biggest thing right now. And then you can go back and, do you also believe that they are trying to kill us?
There's definitely a depopulation agenda in play here. That's absolutely there. It just keeps getting pushed back in the name of Jesus. We had Ted Gunderson, who was a former FBI here in Los Angeles many years ago. His video is still findable, and he was taken out, but he was a brave individual that spoke up against this, and many others have also spoken up against this. It's just Cody Snodgrass was another person I was able to find. So there's lots of layers to this. It's not just one agenda.
When did like Facebook and YouTube and all those start going after you and Liz? Was it over the med things, or was it over the chemtrails?
That's,
Which what issue was it, or was it all the above?
Liz's focus has always just been one thing. She's just amazing. She has a priority to save children, and so she focuses on trafficking, and with more like not just human trafficking, but child sex trafficking. And when she and I came together and started exposing this, I had no idea of her calling, that she would, be so bold on the videos. So this was, people were not making a lot of videos back then. And so that was back in 2017. I was pretty much highlighted and targeted to,
Yeah, they don't want they want the pedos. They want that.
She called out Hollywood, and she, is responsible, I feel like, for a lot of those dominoes to fall out here. So her focus has always been that one thing, protecting life, children.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen a video recently. I had it. It's so buried by now. It's where they stopped the truck that was coming over the border, and the guy tried to get away with it, and they moved some of the wood, and there was kids down inside, buried inside the wood. Like they'd used the wood to make like a load of lumber, it looked like. But you pulled some of the lumber out of the way, and underneath that, there was kids like sardined in there, tight as hell. I don't even know how they were breathing with so many kids inside there. I don't know if you've seen that one.
No, it's heartbreaking. I don't know how many times I'd just be always crying and tearing up, and with her, exposures, just to be so brave.
It's got to stop.
So basically, in 2018, that's when they put Governor Newsom in, as a governor here.
Yeah,
and
you said he was installed.
Since that time, the chemtrails and all that air agenda, we'll call it, has ramped up so heavy. Back when Liz and I were doing videos, we didn't really notice it because it wasn't going on. It was not happening in the first term of President Trump. This has ramped up since CV-19 was brought in, and also we had many of the towers, and they have lots of systems that have now been installed in the place of surveillance and so forth. So,
you think they use that? They get the aluminum in your system, and they use the towers to do stuff to you a little bit?
You really want to take me down the conspiracy
tinfoil hat thing? And now this is giving your opinion, everyone out there. This is opinion. So
I just know that the devil is a liar, and he presents himself to kill, steal, and destroy. And he wants to destroy life and God's abundance and nature and creation. And I see creation really groaning and suffering more than ever. And we are, we have to really be courageous and speak out. Sometimes we don't feel well physically. I think it's definitely because of the air we're breathing.
Someone said that Christians have a target on their back when it comes to the globalist pedophiles and all them. That they're really after Christians.
Yeah, I mean, it's in the Bible. God warns us of these days, and Jesus told us that we would be persecuted. And I see us on, with the whole thing that just happened in Seattle with the people worshiping just a week ago with Antifa showing back up. Where's Antifa? Or was it Black Lives Matter? I forget which one.
It's Trantifa.
It was the terrorist organization showed up, and they were attacking some mother Christian. And a baby. Yeah, of course, a Christian. So yeah, this is where we've seen this all over the world, but now we're trying to see it kind of show its head here in America.
Explain exactly what they were trying to stop the mother and baby to go to pray. They're trying to stop them from going to the service.
It was worship going on in the streets.
Yeah,
and
at the city capitol. One time was city capitol, and the other time was at a park. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, this one was just last week, I think.
Yes, that's the one that was near the city capitol.
And then we
Horrendous
have
something.
the one in Hollywood just took place. I think it was last weekend, and it was called May Day. A lot of my friends were a part of that, and so they showed up. They could not get a permit, so I think for an hour, maybe in 45 minutes, they were allowed to worship in the streets of right there in Hollywood. But the city gave the permit to the gay pride or gay parade thing that's getting ready to come up.
Really, it was a trans thing, but
Whatever it was.
yeah, really,
Yeah,
a lot of the gays have turned their back on this whole thing, the gay pride thing, because the trans have overtaken it.
Well, they're being
A lot of
used.
dudes. Yeah, a lot of
Those
dudes.
people are being used right now, and they are just being used.
Yeah. Well, Satan has control of them at the moment, don't you think? Or
Oh,
something.
the gay people are amazing people that God just needs to touch them in this part of their life. But the whole trans thing and all that is
Well,
it's very deep.
someone said something about, have you ever seen a dude in a woman's bathroom pretend to be a woman? Does that happen out in California?
Yes.
I have not seen that yet.
Oh yeah,
I would
all
say
the time.
something. But then
Yeah.
I'm going to the men's bathroom. But,
As a matter of fact, they do such a damn good job dressing up out here, especially if you go to LA. You can't even tell. I mean, I'm talking.
well, they get a lot of them get plastic surgery too.
Well, these people were Victoria's Secret models. I mean, we're talking about runway. We're talking about professionals. And so
Can you tell about their voice and things like that? Or
sometimes if they, just don't. I've seen everything. I have compassion for people.
yeah, that's true.
I don't see the world like everybody's bad and they're just, after situations.
I can see them. They have an issue. I think they have an issue.
Yeah.
Gender
they have an identity
dysphoria.
crisis. They have an identity crisis.
Yeah. And I've had detransers on and say that they've studied on this and learned a lot. It has something to do with a lot of these dudes see themselves as little girls. They think they're a little girl, And
I cannot get into their mind.
Yeah, that's true.
These people are a headpiece for the devil. I mean,
Do you think that churches are changing and they're pushing that stuff in some of the churches? You go to a good church, I think, actually a real good one on that issue.
We do. We go to a church that preaches the true word of God, and they embrace and with people that don't know the Lord with open arms. So you just embrace those people that don't know the Lord.
Yeah.
There's a lot of churches that also have been set up that are not really preaching the true word of God. So you always have to have wisdom in your discernment and be wise as, serpents. Like the Bible says to be wise as serpents and gentle as doves. Someone
asked if you're ready to give up on having Facebook.
No, oh no, I'm not going to give up. There's too much of a loss there for me, and just my just being there. I mean, plus you get kind of when you start finding a platform that you really like, you don't want to. That's my favorite one. So
plus, you've invested a lot of time on it.
Yeah. What's so interesting is they had monetized me there. And it's not like a lot of income, but I was a rising creator there, and I was having a great time doing it. But they flagged me a couple weeks ago. I was posting the baby. Remember the baby videos? I think I'm
where they have them talking
like
in other people's voices,
talking about help me, I need my account back. That'd be funny. But that the Elon baby and the President Trump baby thing.
A lot of people shared that.
I know, but I got in trouble. I got a strike.
Jeez. I went through that with YouTube. I lost 22 channels there. So
You did?
yeah. So I kept doing brand accounts and they were taking them down. The second Biden was sworn in, they banned me from YouTube. I've since hacked my way back in, and I got
Jerry.
yeah.
So,
I got I got an account, a couple channels there, but hardly anyone sees it. You might get less than 100. So
I've got to make a new account and just come back. I'm going to come back as Promo Girl 07 on Facebook as a backup account, but there's no way I can give up. However,
what you do is you go to your major one and you make
Yeah.
a brand account, and then you start posting with the brand one. Don't use your original one. So if they take it, you can just start another one right away. You know what I mean?
okay,
Yeah.
so basically, this is crazy.
You call it Crystal Myers Barber 1 and Crystal Myers Barber 2, and
Oh,
so when they take it, they'll just look for you and just add another number to it every time they take the channel down.
oh no!
And
so
the
you're
people
saying,
come back. That's what I was doing on YouTube.
don't do that or do that. Should I do that?
Yeah, I think you should do that on YouTube. You can do it on YouTube.
But what about Facebook?
Oh, Facebook? Yeah, you could do something similar to that. You could do Crystal Myers 1 and 2, and you use your regular name on that, right?
That's so funny.
Yeah, I don't know. I never tried a brand account on Facebook. I never tried
Here's the
that.
problem. I'd like to get an attorney to assist me, but when I looked into this, it's very expensive. And I've agreed to all their terms and services. So I'm
Probably
I cannot
stuck.
do it.
Those terms and services are very confusing, aren't they?
Seriously, who has time to read that? You just go click, they get you. And so somebody like maybe Liz Crokin, she has a 500,000 followers on X. Maybe she would be someone to fight this. She has attorneys, but somebody like me.
She's not on Facebook anymore, is she?
No, she's not. She gave up. So I mean, I don't know how long this is going to take. They told me it'd take 1 day, but it's been a couple days already, or 3.
What was the first initial response from them?
Basically, AI caught this. This is what's so damn scary. Let me tell you why. This is in the BBB, the Big Beautiful Bill, and Marjorie Taylor Greene has brought this up today, that for 10 solid years, if this bill passes with this part in it, AI will be able to take control for 10 solid years, and we will not be able to fight this.
Take control of
the internet, whatever.
That is a big deal.
So basically, everybody, this is very serious, and so I'm just walked into this not
I'm surprised
knowing how
Elon
would be
didn't
an
mention
example.
that, because he would know about the AI stuff.
I mean, so I think this is a serious situation.
They make them so big, no one can read the whole thing. You know what I mean?
You're still talking about the terms and services. That's funny.
No one can read no one can read the whole budget bill.
Absolutely. That too. Yeah. Oh God. Exactly. So we rely on people that we think we trust. Like Marjorie Taylor Greene, maybe to go in here and pull this little part out, but it's a big part because I just am an example. But any of us could be subjected to them not agreeing with what we post, and they deem it hate speech, and you lose everything. You lose your whole digital imprint. My whole digital imprint on Facebook is now gone. Like every comment I ever made on any group, or even as a wife to my husband, I'm not showing up anymore. It's really scary.
Oh wow! And he tries to click on your thing, and it gives him that page doesn't exist type thing, right? That's all still really there. It's just being locked from anyone seeing it. Because when I got my Facebook back after losing it for a year and a half or 2 years, everything was still there as I left it. It hadn't changed.
But it's kind of scary that they can just make you invisible, and this is all done by AI. And the reason I know it's AI is because it was flagged by AI the second I put post, and within that second there was no way for me to do anything but just click yes, which is something to move forward with what they call an appeal. So I've been trying to go, I'm in circles really with AI, trying to defeat it with ChatGPT. I haven't gone to Grok yet. I use them both. I use them both.
I guess if sort of like all this stuff, it's going to happen anyways, and you got to beat China to it. It's just who controls it is what matters.
I don't. That's a very. I think we do know. Meta is controlling this. Meta is also tied in with X, which is Twitter, and Facebook. So they have really, and at this point, I think they even have TikTok. I think Meta.
TikTok is connected to China, and maybe they're all connected.
I think the Meta is doing this.
Yeah, Bill Gates then.
No, that's Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's Mark Zuckerberg, and he was just at the White House. Well, in
So-
2024, but I saw him trying to take over the Dodge, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
But did
I know
I
what you're
tell you that you are magnificent, Jerry? I
Oh
actually,
yeah, you tell them about your selling that stuff, right?
yeah, I designed a bunch of stuff. I'm gonna go back and fix this. I'm gonna put the word Trump across this. So I think it'll look better. But he's, so I have a store now, and I made a bunch of T-shirts.
You can share it on your screen, and I'll put it up here if you want.
I know I had it on my other. What we're gonna have to do is it's at this point I haven't set up my Etsy, but it's Printify. It's a Printify store, Unlimited Vision, and hopefully you can just put Unlimited Vision and it would come up. But I've just really gotten creative, and I even made this one. I am made in America. I'm like disappearing. I am made in America, and I just did some fun stuff with political things.
Yeah. So do you want to show your page, and I'll put it up on the screen?
Oh yeah, I don't really have it up. Well, I'll do that while we're.
Okay. I'm going to show this a video. I might have to mute you so it doesn't echo.
Go ahead. I'll be looking.
Is it echoing?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to mute you while I play this. All right.
She calls America evil. From her iPhone while sipping Starbucks, on an airplane, with Wi-Fi, while watching TV. She drinks oat milk because regular milk makes her feel colonial. She got 8 COVID shots, still caught it, and blamed the unvaccinated waiter. She has a Ukraine flag in her bio. She thinks Ukraine is a clothing brand. She says Black Lives Matter, but still clutches her bag in certain neighborhoods. She used to be vegan, now she's carnivore. Depends on who she's dating. She thinks all cops are bad, then called the cops because someone wasn't wearing a mask. She says she's a feminist until she needs a jar opened. She says, trust the science, but thinks there's more than 2 genders. She got the booster, then posted a selfie with doing my part while spreading COVID in Tulum. She drinks ayahuasca for trauma she invented last year. She says she hates capitalism, but charges $499 for Zoom breathwork. She posts about toxic masculinity. From her ex's apartment. She is the most conformist woman in the world.
I don't always drink, but when I do, it's from an organic coconut with a biodegradable straw. Stay obedient, my friends.
Let me unmute you. Hold on.
I'm swinging after just listening to that.
That was
What the-
AI, though.
I hate it. I hate it when that happens. When AI is showing up in too many places. It's creepy voice all over YouTube. I just can't even do it. It's like,
Well,
nah.
who controls that? You know what I'm saying?
You just keep asking me. Meta. Wait, we didn't talk about YouTube. I don't know. That's a very good question.
Well, YouTube is Google and all that's connected, you know?
Chat with everyone in the studio. Let's paste this. I hope to God this is the store. This is how you find me, but it's very complicated. So good luck. Unlimited-vision.printify.me / that's a lot.
You can
So
put it, oh, you're putting it in chat. Okay, you put it in private chat. That's with me. Oh, so you want me to bring it up on my side. Okay.
I guess. I mean, but here's the
Okay.
thing. It's just, I just started it. There's just a few products. Don't judge me. I've thought of Mama. I thought I have, like I had Mother's Day in there. I'm just I'm literally just having to be an artist, and I've always been more of a salesperson, but I'm having to do so much. So, but I had a lot of fun creating some of this stuff in there. And I'm going to open the Etsy store. So
Yeah. Cool stuff. And this and that. And the link is United version.
no, it's unlimited.
Unlimited. Yeah. Okay. You go ahead and read it.
Yeah, -vision-printify- .me, but it's like I said, it's very complicated. So I'm going to
It's
open
not
up.
a .com then. Okay. So
Not
me,
yet.
.me. That's Telegram, isn't it? No, I thought .me's were Telegram. I don't know. So,
Yeah, basically, I'm gonna launch off into my site. I'm just this is all new, but
any of these you want me to click on?
there's one you could click on. The one I'm wearing, it's a pink one with Trump. Let's see if you go down a little bit.
All right, down a little bit.
I think it's
Which
down
one?
the beginning. One of the Trump blowing, the pink one with the Trump blowing the bubble. That's the one I have on right now.
Oh, okay.
You can get it in any color. He has a
Yeah.
necklace on, and it's just funny. I might add the word Trump above it. I don't know. It just depends on where you live. You know, just they're crazy where I am. So
So this is the back side of it right there.
the pink, yeah, there's all kinds of colors. So okay, we can move on. You don't have to stay here and just
I'm willing to help you out with it. Definitely. I know it's expensive to live in California. Has it gotten crazier than you've ever thought it would?
Oh yeah, I mean, with the situation with all the flooding of the borders here and the Medi-Cal program where people that came here from other countries can actually get free food, clothes, dental, medical.
They're trying to do that here in New York too. They're
They
knocking
have
a
that
lot of us
going and
here off
flowing.
from Medicaid and Medicare and everything here in New York State, so they can keep the illegals on it. You know.
Yeah, so I don't even recognize my area anymore.
Hmm.
And since President Trump has come into office, I will tell you, it is safer. It's a lot safer. We were hearing gunshots a lot, and now we don't really know if it's fireworks or gunshots. That's always, it's fireworks.
But you're getting a lot of helicopters low too.
Oh, we're
So-
getting tons of aircraft.
Now you were
No.
talking about in the budget bill, and you were saying something about that. I forgot what it was now already.
Well,
It's in the bill that Marjorie Taylor Greene was talking about.
oh yeah, I should go find this.
All right, well, here's a comedy skit about what's in the bill. I don't know if you've ever watched it. I gotta mute you probably. Let me find you again here. Okay, you want to listen to this or no? And then you can look for that while you're doing it. Are you echoing still if this is up?
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. All right, I won't mute you unless that
I
goes through.
can read. And I'm just going over this omnibus bill here, and I've got a few questions about some of the things that are in it. Do you mind if I just... Okay. It looks like on page 3000 that there's a provision there for $750 million to establish a national unicorn sanctuary in rural Nevada. Is that... Sure, it looks like that was inserted at 2 a.m. by a senator who swears he saw a unicorn once. I'm just having a hard time, justifying that spending. Yeah, and then it looks like on page 4500, there's a provision, it's a $10,000 stipend for lawmakers who maintain facial hair. Is that, am I reading that correctly? Do we have a reasoning for that, or you just like the idea of facial hair? Okay, and then on page 16,825, it looks like there's $1 billion being allocated to limit human reproduction in areas where babies might inconvenience spotted owls or rare moss. Is that, am I seeing that? Okay, and then on page 21,852, there's $50 million being set aside for a museum of congressional selfies. I just don't see why we need the selfie museum. Okay, and I just have to clarify that on page 15,927, you guys are asking for $5.2 billion for a national Sasquatch relocation program in case you might find Bigfoot. Yeah, I just want to know if anybody's read this bill, because it looks like I'm the only one that's read it. And Okay, well, maybe we should read the bills before we pass them. Just
Kind of true.
I need counseling again. It's like you're trying to brainwash your people.
Oh, I think so. That's the kind of crap that's in there, though. You know, it's not that far off. I mean, when it's 50, 60,000, what's in it? Reagan one time
What does this mean?
showed. You got to go or something?
No, Paul's trying to tell me something, but there's so much going on. I want to also, this is funny. I mean, thank you for making us laugh all the time. We're going to talk about, I'm going to do a whole video on Anduril, this defense. It's a huge company that has a lot going on, and they just teamed up with Meta as well. And what they're doing is they've teamed up with the Department of Defense. I mean, this is a huge company, but Zuckerberg is also there. And so AI and AR are, I mean, it's like AI is really getting too big. It's getting too big.
I don't know if there's any way of totally stopping it. It's making sure who doesn't control it. You know?
Exactly. So I have the Rep Marjorie Taylor Greene pulled up.
Okay, go ahead. You can bring it up on your screen and then I can share it. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I can or not.
Well, there's a spot down near the bottom where it says present or something like that, or share screen. A second screen. You have a second screen there. You see it?
Oh, got it. Okay.
That way you can move where you want to on it.
I see. Gotcha.
Did you find it?
I did. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I have to add it to the.
And then I got it.
Okay.
Okay. Now you can move it around and play it and do
Okay,
I'll state it very clearly. I'm pro humanity. I am not pro transhumanity. And when it comes to AI and regulation, when we get to vote on this bill again, I will be voting no because of this clause, and we will be working on this further. Thank you so much for being here today. I'll state it very clearly.
So basically, she's saying no one can predict what AI will be in 1 year, let alone 10. So she's kind of letting people know about this.
That has to do with putting chips inside a human being, not a transvestite. It has to do with being a trans human being, partially, right? No?
Yes. Yeah, I guess. That kind of caught me by surprise because I hadn't looked it up yet. But yeah, that sounds like she's talking about that trans agenda, but I didn't think about the transhumanist agenda. They've really brushed that across, way.
Oh, I was double checking. That's what it was. Maybe it isn't. Maybe you're
I don't
right.
think she's talking about transhumanism. I haven't heard that word ever. And I know Elon Musk is a transhumanist. And somehow we've probably not talked about that, since he got involved with Dodge.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of filthy rich people that want to live forever, but they see us as useless eaters. So they want to get rid of us. And that's part of the jab was to make it so we don't have kids, as well as the whole trans issue. And that they're not able to have kids. I mean, you cut all the guy's parts off and the woman's parts out in that sexual area, and they can't have kids,
Yeah, what they're trying to do is destroy the family and lie to people and, give them
Christianity,
this false hope.
Family, country,
And with med beds, which I'm not going to get into because I really just don't have the knowledge on it, but they're promising.
What is a med bed though? Just what is it?
They're promising people that they can be healed of sickness and disease. And some people think that only the elites have access to those. And so they're saying that that will potentially be coming to heal people. But like I said, I don't know how valid that is.
I think natural is the best way to heal yourself myself. But,
oh, yeah. But I think, with what the enemies, the devil is always trying to do is steal people's identity and also destroy the family, so that we can't, recreate, we can't have babies, and things like that. So like
what they're doing in these kids' minds is insane, isn't it?
Oh, it's too much.
Oh yeah, I hear you. Let me share a screen. I might have to mute you for this one. This is a mother who's upset. Let me remove it before the top. Oh, I hit the wrong button. It's a mother who's upset. She had convinced her son at 7 years old that the son was a cat, and had the son going to school, crapping in the kitty litter box and all that kind of stuff. And at age like 14, the son didn't want to do it anymore and was going against her that he wasn't a cat.
I just don't think you should show this. I think that's crazy. That's
not showing him doing that. It's
no. I mean, I'm just saying this is insane. I mean, this is insanity. This behavior. It's hard to even hard to even see it, that people would do this to someone. This is
even their own kid.
It's devastating.
Well, she's all upset that the son is now not wanting to be a cat anymore. And
where is this located?
It's California, I believe. She was able to do it out in California.
Oh, and that's a TikTok.
Yeah. All right. Listen to a little bit of it. Anyways, I got to mute you because you're echoing, right? You're still echoing when I play stuff? Okay, here we go.
My son has identified as a cat for the past 7 years, and now all of a sudden he's telling me he doesn't think he's a cat anymore. He thinks he wants to be human. He's identified as a cat since he was 7 years old, and now he's 14, almost 15, and all of a sudden he says he wants to be human. I have trained this guy to use the litter box. I have made sure I've made food for him that is safe for both cats and humans to eat. I have gone to lawyers to try to get him to where he can go visit a veterinarian instead of a pediatrician. And now all of a sudden, he's no longer trans species.
Let me add you back in. I gotta remove that.
I question her if she's even human. Like, if you really want to be just, I mean, this is just insanity.
That's what's coming out of our liberal colleges, that they think their kids are something else. I feel sorry for that 15-year-old, 14, 15-year-old.
Could
you imagine being in school and using a kitty litter box?
It's so hard to see society falling apart like this. Like, I mean, the fact that we're in the end times, that God like hand selected us to be alive. But in the Bible, you read about this stuff, but he didn't tell you the details because you just wouldn't want to be here. And just seeing this stuff being walked out where people just don't have, this is not having common sense. And this is stuff that doesn't seem real. Like, is this real? And then you bring this up, Jerry, which is kind of great because we can see how crazy things have gone.
Well, shouldn't that kid be taken away from that parent? And
absolutely. I mean, this thing shouldn't even have a child.
But there's groups that believe in this trans animalism type stuff, and there's people that believe that stuff. I can't even believe they believe that stuff. They push it, and when they're normally, you would take that kid to a psychiatrist and give him some help, right?
Yeah, and this crazy non-human has raised this poor person to try to be, something that.
You think you'd hate your parents if they did that to you, when you get older?
It's just so sad to see this happening.
Oh yeah, I know. You think California is the worst area for it, or New York's pretty bad too? We're right up there. Colorado's bad with it. So one of my friends there, Karen Kennedy, says that they went and a lot of the rich liberals moved from California when the taxes got so high. They moved to Colorado, and they've turned that into a crap hole now and stuff. And they've let in a lot of the Venezuelan gangs and all that kind of stuff that's happening there. So,
yeah, they just want to point fingers and do all this pointing around, but it's just a United Nations agenda, I think, to overrun our borders. And then Trump would like Canada to join our 51st state and everything. But all this is just biblical stuff happening with the realignment of the future.
Alberta kind of wants to join the United States and leave Canada. One of the providences.
I'm in a Bible study with a lot of people, with some people that have dual citizenship in Canada, and they're always feeding them propaganda. And so they hate Trump even more, and they hate the idea. Yeah,
well, the BBC is they get their tax dollar, they get their money from tax dollars. which is the liberal.
Yeah, it's just a couple liberal stations, so they don't really get the truth.
Well, I mean, it's sort of like it's like the BBC and the what's the one, PBS here, and it's government run basically, So and that's totally liberal there and stuff. We got a lot of people over on I'm watching and stuff like that. Somebody asked if you've seen any of the ICE raids going on in California.
Okay, I have seen them on videos, on TikToks, but I haven't really experienced one in person. I've definitely been very close by to areas where they have taken place because people have, bothered to film them. And I voted for this. I freaking voted for that. And, and this is the thing, they are taking out criminals here. And places nearby, very cities that you would never dream of, like Orange, it's called Orange, California. People's businesses are getting robbed. And that's because they've allowed these criminals here. But the news spins it and acts like they're arresting families and taking innocent, people away. And that is not true. But thanks for the question. I think
the key is they're here illegally. They're not taking anyone that's legal, right?
Yeah, but the administration, Tom Homan and, Pam Bondi and all of them, they are focusing on removing people with criminal backgrounds, and they're going after them. And those are the people that are breaking into our homes, breaking into our these businesses, these mom and pop stores. Those are the people that are being removed. And we all voted for this. If you're watching Jerry,
stealing out there, all the stealing out there is shutting down your malls and stuff, aren't they?
Shutting down what?
Causing your malls to shut down. All the stealing they're doing.
The malls are dead. I mean, absolutely. This is just a tragedy. All the stores, the retail stores that are continuing to go down. This is a problem with rent being increased. They want to take them down with terrible situations where their rents are just not payable. That's another problem. So
they want the government to take it over. That they want to own everything, and they'll be happy. That means they'll have to get from the government anything provided by the government. That's what they want. They want to control it all. That's my opinion.
Yeah, and the malls, some of the malls that we visit, no matter what time it is, it's empty. We don't know how they stay in business. We really don't.
Yeah. And you miss the time when you used to go there, like especially around Christmas season and all. It was wonderful in that, and there was food courts that were good. Now there's so many fights at the food courts. And they did change the law out there about being able to steal $1,000 worth of stuff and that. So what's happening with that? Are they really arresting people?
Everybody voted yes on this new prop. I think it's Prop 36, and we don't want people to be allowed to steal $950 and not, get in trouble. And so it's made criminals illegal again, and they are not enforcing it. Something with the governor, there's like a fight with the governor and also the people that the police, men in blue, they're having a little war with implementing this prop. And so
because the cops can get in trouble, is that why they don't want to do it, or what's going on with that?
I think so. The cops are also getting killed all over the place all the time. There's just so many murders of police officers here. We had just one just happen. There's so many to name. It's hard. Baldwin Park.
Someone said that a lot of your city councils are going after the cops if they do arrest and put people in jail, especially if they're illegals. They don't want ICE to pick them up.
This is the propaganda spin. They're they filled the people up, in the city halls that would try to do good things. I'm sorry, they're going after, it just doesn't make sense. This does not make sense. And the person is correct. They have the wrong people fighting the wrong agendas.
Yeah, a lot of your city councils are total left, aren't they?
So true. Yes. And if you got to go and get involved. You have to.
Yeah. Someone asked also something about California's a couple election cycles away from going red?
Oh, honey, I think, and I keep saying this all the time, that California is not liberal. That is one of the biggest lies that they have fed to the world, not just America, but the
They're
world.
trying to keep you from voting. They want you to
When
be discouraged.
President Trump, he won this election with such a landslide, and all the counties that were red showing up, they wanted to hide that. That's why people were, that should be my next t-shirt. I've got to get that out. But all the red and showing in here, all the counties, and Orange County is red.
Mm-hmm. There's a big battle going to be happening about the districting in California.
The
coming up.
districting? Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah,
They do this. They move districts around. They do. The borders and the lines and geography. I've noticed that.
I guess you don't have to live in your district to run for that district.
Oh, well,
In
some
the
of those
House.
people aren't even living in the state. Remember, some of the people that in Congress.
Yeah. Someone said Crystal for governor.
It's funny. I put this on Facebook as a joke.
Oh, did you?
Yes. And
I think you'd make a great governor, actually.
oh, I might as well. Look at my fingernails. I'm ready for America. America, we
There
can
you
do
go.
this. But I mean, as crazy as things are, why not? Yeah, let me run as governor, please. I'll I'll wear pink and probably get elected or something. I don't just do everything.
Go back after Zuckerberg and get your Facebook back if you're governor, right?
Exactly.
And then
Yeah.
you'll get it back, right?
I mean, at this point, people that know the Lord have to run for office. I think it's just so dangerous. And I think that, we're the most courageous ones to stand up. And there's some people that have stood up. But the money.
Someone says their Facebook, they're so shadow banned, almost no one sees them. Did you have that
That's
issue?
another thing. Oh yeah, I'm shadow banned on X as well. And I was so shadow banned on Facebook, but I had a professional account so I could go in and I could see how many views I really had on posts. So it said maybe 2 views, but then if I looked at the big picture, it was 40,000.
Oh, did you lose your professional account when you lost your regular one? Was
Yeah,
it
they
tied?
X'd me out of everything.
Wow. And could you see it coming, or?
No, I do you think one post about geoengineering was worth losing everything? No, I would have never done that if I'd have known.
Well, that they're trying to get you to shut up.
But if you think about what I just said, how many people are
The thing
getting
is, you were
money?
reposting the truth.
Yeah, but how many people? This is a problem. These platforms have people making money, and money's tight right now. So you're getting a few hundred, some people making thousands, and they are being
Nell, she's on
controlled.
LinkedIn.
They're being
They
controlled.
want to. What account is your name on LinkedIn? They're looking for you.
I think the same thing, Crystal Myers Barber. I just have to go back on and log on.
Okay, Alan and Colin and Daniel and a few others are looking for you over there. So I don't have your link handy actually, so I should share this over there for you.
I'm pretty
Actually,
sure I set it up under Crystal Myers Barber, but my hair was blonde and I've gone back to being dark, darling. So I've got to maybe fix my profile picture, but it should be the same. Crystal Myers Barber.
Let me try tagging you over there.
See, Jerry, people are getting paid and they know like a lot, and that's a place where I don't want to be, like controlled because of a few dollars. And when I say a few dollars, I don't mean like 10, I mean like a lot, like thousands.
Enough to
And
buy
so
people off.
they could keep people from speaking up about subjects that they should speak up on. But here's the problem: you could be taken down too, and so you lose your voice. So it's really something right now.
I agree. I'm going to bring your page up over here.
On what, Wimkin?
Yeah, Wimpkin, so they can find you because they were looking for you. They definitely like you.
Oh, thank you. I like that you are helping me today because I lost my voice on Facebook.
Let me mute that one so you don't echo. I got to enlarge this and then
Oh,
we'll show
okay.
it.
I have my profile picture back to dark. Okay, we're good. We're good, everybody.
Yeah.
I am
posted
into
something back there in February.
I'm into
So-
cryptocurrency. I did buy into this back, years and years ago, and it goes up and down. But I think being on the
You-
blockchain is a good thing too.
You did a live there, and if I know of it, I can tag people and share it because it looks like you got 126 views when
Yes,
you were live there.
What I
last
was
time.
finding on Wimkin is, and we'll go back to digital currency, is that I was it was cutting off, and so I had to fix that. I got frustrated and have to come back
100
and see if
views.
it was.
For someone new there, you were getting pretty good views,
Well, it wasn't. It
100
was
views?
cutting off, and so that's also what was going on, and that's why we need to go back. Anybody that's into cryptocurrency.
See me, I believe you got to put at least 2 years into a platform to get a lot. Now, what they did to me is on Cloud Hub, I was getting like 1 to 2 million views, right?
That's
and
amazing.
then all of a sudden, I
All of a
put
sudden what?
4 years into it. Then all of a sudden, they got hacked by a bunch of leftists, and they
Did it?
crashed this. Yes, and they had to rebuild the site, so I had to start all the way from scratch
Oh,
again.
did you? Darn it.
Yeah,
You should be
and you
making
can't
money.
go live there on Cloud Hub right now. But I
Really?
yeah,
You
can't
broke
go
the
live there.
system?
Huh?
You broke the system.
Not me.
Yes, you did.
A bunch of leftists hacked it, and
Oh.
the company, the whole thing crashed, and they had to start right from scratch. They lost all their sponsors, all that kind of crap,
That
and they're
sucks.
rebuilding it from scratch.
Oh my
So-
gosh, that's so wrong. That
It's
happened
only
to another-
like about 10 days ago, but so I mean, I can show you. I'll show you about how many views I was getting.
you told me. I already know. So do you own any digital currency, Jerry?
No, what's that?
You're not into cryptocurrency?
No,
'cause
you sell it
President-
too, or something?
I know President Trump says that America is going to be number one. He said we're going to be number one in the whole digital currency. And I had already bought into this many years ago. So I already believed, that we could all make money. But my advice is maybe XRP. And this is, it's not really financial advice, but if you're into this, you may want to go take a look at it when it's down. But I think in some time, we're going to all be able to make some money.
Okay. Is it real money though? So the thing you can't put it in your hands. It makes you nervous. You got to run here in a minute. So
My husband knows a lot about it because he picked up a lot of information.
I would
And-
definitely diversify so you don't have all your eggs in one basket. That's what I would do for sure if you can.
Yeah.
I'm not that rich anyways. I live in a trailer, and my wife's had a lot of heart surgeries, and I had the stroke and all this and that. Can you see the numbers from there or no? I don't know if I can enlarge this. Oh no, I can.
Oh no, nobody. I mean, this is a way to make money in the future of whenever it's going to break. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at that! Wow, Jerry.
So some of these are videos with you in it, actually, probably. So some of them
Yeah.
are like over 2 million. That I had.
That is so impressive, and that's amazing. Yeah,
But I
like
put 4 years into building that up.
wow, and you're consistent. That's another thing. You're just consistent.
Yeah.
But
I
Trump,
have guests on. It helps to have guests on.
that's true. But the Trump family really pushes crypto, and there is something in this where Trump sees it as a benefit. So I think
Who
it's just a good
controls
idea.
it though? Can any one country take it down? How does that work?
Yeah, I'm not a financial advisor. However, I just think, Trump saying we're going to be the crypto capital of the world, and maybe you'd want to look into that.
Yeah.
And whoever controls it, who the hell knows who controls any of this stuff? But if you can make a
That,
little
that
extra,
fluctuates like the stock market, doesn't it? The price
Yeah.
of it. And,
Yeah.
and mostly it's gone up.
yes, it's a roller coaster. Be prepared. But
If the stock market's going up, it's going up, right?
it goes up. I mean, I think as soon as Trump seems to kill it sometimes, it's like almost like I wonder if it's on purpose.
Say
It's
so.
doing good, and then it just does not do it.
Well,
good.
definitely buy it when it's on its low because it's going to go up, sort of like some of the
Oh,
stocks. Like
absolutely.
when he said yeah, I would be buying, he was right. After 9/11, the same thing. The people that bought then made a lot of money. Same, like buying Microsoft, it's worth a lot now, and it doesn't go up from there.
Paul, my husband has made a prediction. I just heard him say he thinks that it's gonna go up in this month, which is June. He says it's
What's
not a
causing it to
financial
go
advisor.
up?
Paul, what's going to cause it to go up, honey?
I agree, Alan. You won't be silenced here.
EMF files, the XRP coming out.
What's EMF files?
I forgot the word, but now a lot of banks are turning toward it.
Oh, the banks are turning toward cryptocurrency. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Oh God, that's scary.
And a lot.
Yeah.
Rock is the best.
BlackRock is investing in crypto, which is even
Scary. Yeah.
It seems like all the wrong people are in there with us. Like
What they tend to do is they try to drive the price way up, then
Yeah.
they'll sell it all off all at once. Then they'll come back in after the whole price drops a lot.
I think that's what's happening there. Jerry just kind of told us what to do on that. Yeah, you get it when it's down, and you just diversify. Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely diversify. You don't want all your eggs in one basket. You know,
But
it's
do you
not
know
safe.
what? I actually owned Bitcoin.
It's sort of like being on these platforms. That's why I stream to so many platforms.
Okay, I owned Bitcoin back in the beginning, and like a dummy, I sold it. So I could be a
Did you make any money on the between the time you bought it and you sold
I
it?
chose the wrong. I have something, but I chose something else. But Bitcoin is people were buying like Lamborghinis, and they're buying big stuff out here with all that Bitcoin.
All right, Alan, I'll ask. Someone asked, well, look into ISO 20022 coins. What's that?
Okay, well, Trump has.
Has anyone heard of that?
I haven't heard of that one, but there's a lot of coins, and Trump made Melania, he made himself, Dogecoin, and Paul's telling me my husband said they have not done well at all, but maybe some of them are. And then you have to watch out for scams, big time.
What would you say? I didn't catch it.
Scams. There could be some scams where people come in and act
watch
like
where you buy them. There might be a wrong link on the internet. You're not
Coinbase.
really
You can
buying it.
buy it on Coinbase
Oh yeah.
and stuff. So anyway,
You got to
that's
have
all.
money, which I don't have.
Well, not really. You don't need much. If something goes big, it will. You don't need much.
Yeah, we're barely living.
Some people say
Yeah.
it's only like $2.
Couple dollars. XRP is like a couple
Some people
dollars.
say it might go up to 100.
And some people say it may
1,000,
go
or
up
10,000.
100,000, 10,000. Yeah. You just
Wow.
buy like a little small
So
amount.
let's say it went up to 10,000.
Yeah.
You bought 10 of them. That's 100,000 right there.
Yeah.
Are you into it? Do you still have any Bitcoin left or none?
Here's the thing. I have a tiny bit, but I kept a teeny bit, but it's not. I probably
much.
I didn't keep up with it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just funny.
There's so much coming at you these days with what's going
Yeah.
on too. It's ridiculous, isn't it?
It's okay. Or more news on what? Oh,
If you want
okay.
to bring it up on the screen.
No, it's okay. We're going to move on from the subject.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm not a advisor. I just think we should just take note. Look,
Someone asked if it's backed by real assets. Any of it? I don't think any of it is.
right now it looks like banks are making some changes, but is it backed by real assets, Paul?
Not really.
Not really. I think we're going to see some changes, though.
But
I do.
see, this is part of the end times
Yeah.
where we get rid of the currency.
Yeah,
and go
right.
Into the digital currency.
Yeah, the whole thing with this, if you just kind of look out at the bigger picture, it's more part of the end times agenda where there's no currency, no cash that is, and they want to track everything on a digital, currency, which that's like the the evil side of it. But there could be some good gains while we're in this,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Someone said I could restream your stuff to Wimkin, if you got it there. So in the future, if you want to do it live, we could do it like I go backstage and you
Thank
do your
you.
thing.
I would
That's
love to get back on Wimpkin. I'm very encouraged.
Well, that
today.
way it works for me. They had a little period, like a 10-day period
Yes.
where it wasn't working good
Mhm.
there, which, Orbeez, has got issues because Biden did something where they lost their data something service. So they had to do it through Rumble Cloud. And
Mm.
it's kind of buggy now, by
Oh,
doing that.
that's a shame.
Yeah. So, but I still stream there, and there's still people there, but definitely it's hard to comment there and things like that, and that's hard to see what the audience is saying and all that. So we stand as what's XP? Well, I'm saying it wrong. XRP, XLM. What does that have to do with financing?
Oh, those are cryptocurrencies.
Oh, are they? Oh, okay.
Yeah, XRP, ADA, SOUL, or some ALGO, XLM, just are some of those that are part of cryptocurrency.
Are they good? I know a lot of governments don't like you using those.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there.
Yeah.
Can't really recommend. The only one that I would Ethereum is really good, and I'll XRP I heard a lot about, but some of those others I just wrote them down. They may be good. I don't know.
Yeah, I hear you. So, all right, I've kept you a long time. If you got anything in closing that you wanted to say and stuff, how will I know about your Facebook? Can you message me if you get it back, or?
Oh my gosh, yes. I mean, I'm gonna have a party. We're gonna have
We'll
a
play
party.
a live there. But what they're going to do is make you censor yourself. That's what they're going to do.
I just
You're
can't
gonna
believe.
self-censor.
I just can't believe this has happened. I'm really shocked about it. Make sure to go over and follow me on X, or we call it Twitter, which they shadow ban me so much there. I am verified, and you can find me there at PromoGirl07 over there. And on YouTube, I'm just like the name here. And yeah, it's kind of a situation where I'm interested in seeing if we can get out of this.
Yeah.
Censorship.
I think you got to diversify. You can't have your eggs all in one basket. No way. Absolutely. You got too much that they might be something big coming down. People are thinking that they're going to try to take Trump out. That is the start of that. Do you fear that they're so worried about Trump that they got to get him out here?
I mean, why has Elon Musk turned on Donald Trump? I mean,
yeah, the whole Epstein files saying that Trump's part of that. I don't buy that for a second,
I haven't even looked into this, because who could keep up with all this? I mean, it's like, that's the thing. They want you to like not really focus as much, the people that can have a voice. But Elon Musk is so busy, and he is talking so bad about Trump today that I'm just kind of taken back.
Yeah, I paid not that much attention. Little bits and pieces I'm catching, a little bit. So I know he's mad over the budget thing. That part. It's kind of understandable partially on that, but I don't think that Trump can get it through without doing that. And then they're talking about revision bills that'll retract a lot of the stuff later. I guess is what the plan is. Let's see if it happens.
Okay, Elon Musk 2 hours ago is showing that Donald Trump partied with Jeffrey Epstein, and it's a video he put up from 1990.
I did see that, but to me that was nothing. It wasn't at Epstein Island. It was a party that Epstein happened to be at, type thing.
Okay, so yeah, you can look at, yeah, exactly. So that's good.
And it was long before any of this stuff came out.
But the part, the Trump tariffs will cause a recession in the second half of this year. And Elon Musk thinks that this is stupid, because we posted somebody that said, "Can I finally say that Trump's tariffs are super stupid?" It's like, so there's some battle going on.
I don't agree with that. I think that to get China to take their walls down for us stuff to go in there, and they're tariffing our stuff a lot, tariffing a lot of our stuff to go to Europe, to Canada, to Mexico. That's all tariffed by those countries already. So he was raising it above theirs, is what he was doing. Other than China's, you couldn't even bring it in, So I think in the long run, that's going to be good. So my opinion. So.
Yeah, there's just a little situation I'm trying to figure out. It just seems like we're just getting played, or there's some theater element to this where they're exposing Epstein more. I don't really know how this is going. I have to keep looking, but good luck trying to figure that out, everybody.
Yeah, I don't know if those files ever come out, or exactly everything. Then it hasn't already been picked through and stuff taken out of it anyways, even what they do release, So powerful people, a lot more powerful than us. And that. So,
crazy.
Yeah. All right. I'll let you go. I've kept you a long time. Probably got to go eat dinner and that. So.
All right. Thank you, Jerry. It was great being
you.
with everybody.
We'll have a party when you come back on Facebook and that.
Oh, yes. Amen. Keep praying.
Yeah. All right. Bye-bye, everyone.
All right. Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Let me go